Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. M. Heller is back from holiday and the server has been refreshed and set back into operational mode. So yeah, building has resumed, hopefully. I am one of the first builders. Guardian Forever, he's back as well. He's imported some stuff that he did during M's holiday. She was gone for about a month and a half. And we stopped working on the server around May 14th or 15th when we realized things weren't properly saving, so we didn't want to take a chance of doing a lot of work just to have it, not to work anymore. Today is, we stopped working on the server around April 14th, excuse me. Today is May 17th. Yeah, it's been over a month now since any building has actually been done on the server. But been pretty busy. M's been back, and I went ahead and revised Deck 2A here. And I did a little bit of revisions on the other decks as well. We'll start with the bridge, and I'll just show you real quick what I did here with the bridge. With the bridge, all I did was add a door. Just added a door. That's all. I added a door here, but I also pushed this wall back by one. Beforehand, this wall was right at the brown right there, so there's literally just one block between here. It didn't feel right, so what I did is I reworked this area here and was able to tighten everything up and make it feel more like an actual Jeffries tube through here, which is no big deal. I mean, all it is just a slight rework, no big deal. I ended up moving this ladder just slightly instead of, like, whoops, instead of, this is what happens when I use the compass. Let me go ahead and go to the spade and back up here real quick. So what I did is this, I don't know why that's there, but I'm not going to remove it. And I just moved this ladder over by one. Beforehand it was like over in here. That was all. So no major changes there. No major changes here. It just allows for a cleaner, more, I say polished area back in here. That means this here got a little bit of rework, a little bit of love, nothing major, just a little reworking. I like it. Actually, I came through here and I forgot that I'd done this, and I was like, huh, this really looks good. Of course, in the previous videos I mentioned that these had been all adjusted as well, so that they're more precise, more clean. Same thing with this one over here, did a little bit of rework on it. As you can see, I added in the slam gates, or what do you call these, airlocks, slam doors. And through here I just shifted this corridor. It was right there. It just looks so funky coming through here, then having it two, and then having it come like this. All I did was just shift it over by one through these four blocks right through here. And that gave us just a little bit more room in these little side rooms, and that's pretty much it. You just gave us just a slight bit more room in here, so they're not so claustrophobic and so cramped. And what I did through here is I reworked this bathroom. Beforehand, the door was here. Same thing with the emergency showers. The door was here. And all I did is I reworked the bathroom so that the doors feed off to the sides, and the showers are now showers instead of, whatever. And I deleted the wall that was in here because this is actually a lab, science lab and auxiliary bridge control. So if they need to control the bridge, they can come in here and push some buttons and reconfigure some things and move the beakers out of the way. And then this here is just a small office room. And then again, this here could easily be just a science lab, and this here can be the auxiliary bridge control room. It's really up to how M wants to do it. And same thing, I just slightly tweaked the corridor over here. Beforehand it went like this, and then kind of one step, then this long straight stretch. I just kind of recurved it a little bit through here to give us a little bit more room in this area here. So that's all I did with Deck 1B. And down here on Deck 2A, I did, that's all I did on Deck 1B. Down here on Deck 2A, if you recall, there used to be a corridor right here, and it would go along, and there were a couple of really dinky rooms right in here, and there's nothing really we could fit in there. And then it had these really small crew quarters originally through here. And what I did is I got rid of that corridor that just kind of wrapped around the side there. I got rid of the angled corridor. Let me show you here. We buzz on out of here. I can show you a lot better up here. This right here is the old design through this section here. Okay. And you can see this, don't mind this, this is actually a mock-up for if the bridge module is jettisoned, because I was doing a lot of work on this deck trying to get all the bridge module stuff sorted out. But this is the old design. It means, of course, I'll have to completely redesign all that other stuff. It's no big deal. Easily enough done. But this is the old corridor, and it was just really dinky through here. And just these just not really, there's no reason for those rooms. And then we had this corridor going along here. Now beforehand, before I mocked up that bridge module, I always thought that this here was part of that part that got ejected from the ship. If the bridge module went, this went with it. Nope, this is all pretty much staying where it is. It's all here. The only part that gets ejected is the actual bridge module. So all this corridor right here just became redundant. And if you look through here, this is a nice sized room, but it really doesn't serve any purpose. And then of course we had these two really small rooms through here, which really again didn't serve a purpose. And then we had these really small, and I do mean very small, quarters here. Literally, if the quarters were still on there, it would go about to here and then come out like this, and this was the living space. It was just, these are officers' quarters. So no, I didn't want that. Didn't want that at all. So what I did is actually go back down to ship prop here, but you can see what I've done here. Whereas the old corridor is right here, I actually moved it back and put it in line with this corridor right here, which is an existing corridor. At this point it would jog around like so. And I just got rid of that and pushed it straight back. So now we just have this clean, more efficient, far more useful area. It did cause some issues where I had to move the windows a little bit, and that puts the windows in some odd spots, but again, these windows are facing up, so you're never really going to pay attention to them per se. And what happened here is we ended up with this huge room right through here. A lot nicer living space, same size bedroom and stuff that we normally get, same size bathroom, but just a massive increase in space through here. And these three quarters along this area here. Also, because I moved that, I also moved the corridor back by 1, 2, 3, 4. That gave us a lot more space inside of this forward lounge here, which made this forward lounge really come to life. Otherwise, it was just really flat and narrow through here, kind of really claustrophobic. So I didn't like that, so I went ahead and fixed that. But yeah, oops, we don't want that. Yeah. When you do an inset corridor like this, you don't need to have an instruction manual right there. And these are windows. But yeah, you see how these crew quarters used to end right here. And you just had this little rinky-dink living space. Now we have a nice size living space, which is what we want. Same thing in here, we get this really nice size living space, full-size bedroom, and full-size bath. So yeah, these are actually now nice size officers' quarters all through here. All these 7 or 8 crew quarters are now. This one here is not a crew's quarter, it's more of a reception area, kind of a small lounge, like greeting area, or just, you know, an emergency room for whatever reason. You know, whatever. It also gave me some more room in here for these lifeboat sections, which is really important. And then we have another crew quarters, officers' quarters right here. Nice size room, full size bath, and this one even comes with a little closet. So very nicely. This is actually, I think, what we would probably label as Mr. Data's crew quarters, but I don't know. Anyways, this corridor here used to go right along here, right back over to that central corridor. And since this corridor here has been removed, I just, as I said, extended this corridor all the way into the secondary, or this was the third loop, or third inner corridor circle, is now the second inner corridor circle. So, and as you can see on the mini map up on the upper right there, it kind of does that. Now, when the ship is jettisoned, or this module is jettisoned, there's a big hole here. And these things close. This is a force field, or airlock door, excuse me. This lifts up and seals off the bottom section of the command module here, which is Deck 1B. Now, if we come up here, I'll show you real quick. Get out of here. This is the area that the command module would sit in. And if I remodeled it, all I would be doing is I'd just be replacing this little front section right here, which is no big deal. I can just copy it from up there and place it down in here. It's done. And then all I would do is remove any of the fossils and things that are left here. This is the airlock, and this is where that stairwell would be. But of course it would be up in the bridge module, which we don't see anymore. And then the bridge module sits inside of here, and there are interlocks, and at this point the interlocks have been removed. These are thruster, I guess the best way to look at it is to read the sign, backwash. So as it jettisons away from here, this is what would be left. And I needed to do that. I needed to figure out where everything was, how it looked. If I took all the interlocks and everything else and made sure all the interlocks were properly, you know, set up and latched correctly, and then I could go through here and I could roof this and do everything I needed to do. The only thing I haven't done yet is fill in these yellow machine things here. This will all be replaced with machinery. And then this right here will most likely as well possibly be removed or sealed up. So I don't know yet. This, I just leaving it open for the time being because why not? Anyways, and that's that. That's pretty much what I did there. And I'll come down here and show you what we did in the secondary hall. Again, I believe I mentioned this in a previous video, but it's been over a month since I recorded anything on the server. So bear with me. Oh yes, all the integration work that I did on the Cobra head as it marriages up to the primary saucer is going to be redone. The Cobra head needs to be reworked. So M says that we're going to have to redo all that. So that's no big deal. It'll take, all it will do is take time. Nothing major. It easily be overcome and set up. And I'd rather have it done right and feel good knowing that it's done right than to live with it if it isn't done right. Anyways, we went ahead and went with one of the first mock-ups, version 1 mock-up for this area here. I made 3 mock-ups, not including the original. The original is basically, this is just a big empty room. And this here is mock-up version 1. So we have down here, which is the lower bay, and then we have an upper bay, which is just basically a huge cargo facility. And then we have this ring here, which if, you know, when not in use, this ring here would probably be a force field or be closed off. But anyways, I have this big round ring here. That gives us a lot of usable space that otherwise would have been wasted. Now, we can always put shelving and other things through here, nothing major. But I did do some slight rework with the clamshell area down through here to give it a little bit more depth and a little bit more, yeah, this is why we have it this way. So cargo can come in here and go right into the pneumatic systems right here. Of course, this will probably be worked slightly for that purpose. Also added in these stairwell things here, these ladders, to make it more usable, user-friendly. And then the other thing, I'll go outside of the ship to show you this one because, well, actually, I guess we could do it from right here because we're here. We're actually here. If all these, this is the bottom of the drive hull computer core, and this is the coolant system. This entire system has also been added to the drive to the primary hull as well. I guess I could show you that, but it's just this system has been added to it. And it doesn't have this kind of floor. It has a standard engineering color floor, which is this block right here. So I didn't, because these are actually inset into the floor, so you actually step down to be at this level. So it's all half slab. It's a half slab floor and all that stuff. So in here it's more of a working environment, you know, so yeah, you have to do it. But up through here, instead of having solid floors, I went ahead and removed the solid floors and just put in glass floors to kind of emulate what M had done on the primary hull's computer core. Just sort of, you know, it does look a little because of all the glass and stuff, but what I was thinking about doing is one layer of this, next layer like dark stained glass, and another layer of this, and another layer of dark stained glass. You know, just something to break it up, but I'll leave it like this for now. We can always revisit it later. And that's pretty much it. That's all that's really been done since the last video, whatever that video is. In fact, it's probably still sitting in my queue to be edited. My editing software changed, so I'm having to relearn my editing software. Plus, I'm lazy and really don't want to invest any time in it. So, at this point. But I thought it'd be kind of neat just to come through here and record a little bit. I think in the last video it was a video about the Enterprise all put together and stuff. I think that was the video. So, yeah. Yeah, it looked really good. I gotta admit, I put it up on a Realms world and kind of went through it and all that stuff there, and helped me find a bunch of flaws that I have since fixed. There's still a lot more to go. I can tell you that I did rework a little bit of the hangar deck, but that's old news. I don't know what this stuff here is for. I don't know why this stuff is sitting out in here. Just kind of, somebody put it here, and I don't know why they put it here. It's kind of annoying. I really like to get rid of it, but since it's here, I didn't put it here. I don't know why it's here. I'm gonna have to leave it for now. But as you can see, this was the area that M had mocked up, and I just lower layered it and set it down in there. So she's in the process of reworking the entire Cobra head. I don't know what she's actually working on. So this is the part that we sort of kind of did the mock-up on. As you can see here, this is the area that she changed, and once she changed it, I integrated it, and I'm not sure exactly what she's actually working on at the moment, so she's gonna have to wait and see. This is the part that goes into the drive hall, so or drive hall that matches with the that pairs with the primary hall. Yeah. If anything comes to it, all we'll be changing is some of this area through here, but who knows? Who knows? Just leave it alone as it is for right now, and figure out how to do it all and everything else later on when it comes time to do that stuff. And then back here, if it's still here, should still be here. What's this? Yeah, this is the bottom section that's all been cleared out, as you can see. And then down here is the actual sealed. I could have swore I sealed all those off with the proper blocks. Not sure. But this is the sealed section, and here's the sealed section that we added. So, yeah, it's going to be pain, but this goes into the saucer in the event the ship's separated. So we have, when the ships are separated, we can look up in here and see that all these hatches are closed and everything else. And then this is when they're actually merged together and stuff like that. So the only part that I would be changing are the sections that would be modified for the Cobra head itself. Yeah. But I gotta get my mind wrapped around again how to do this, because I don't really remember exactly how I did it. This is the actual part married together, so yeah. Anywho, I do appreciate you taking time to watch. Again, this is the Minetrek game server, and if you hit that like button for me, I greatly appreciate it. Feel free to like us on Facebook, and if you'd like to donate to the server, link in the description below. Also, if you'd be so kind as to subscribe to my VidMe channel, I will be slowly uploading videos to that as they permit me to do. At this point, I can only upload so many megabytes per week. I'm not verified yet. In order to get verified, I have to have over 50 subscribers, so please subscribe to me on VidMe so I can upload a shit ton of videos to that service as well, just on the off chance that YouTube decides to get really shitty and go after Minecraft videos and Minecrafters and things like that, like they have pretty much everybody else they've got on their damned site. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.